What's up, guys? We're kicking it old school today. I don't have my computer hooked up to my camera today because it's currently exporting a vlog and the vlog is long and it's just taking all of my poor little old computer's memory. Also, this is the first time I've curled my hair since I got it cut and it like won't fall. It's driving me crazy. It looks so silly. I don't know, but I'm just, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just done. I'm done. So today, guys, we are going to be testing out the requested item, Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation. This is my first Jouer product that I have ever used. And to go with that, I have the Essential Precision Foundation Brush. And these are sold as a set on the Jouer website. And I think it was only like with discount and everything, it was under $40. And then I also got, they didn't say, at least I didn't see that they said, but they sent me this free gift, the Jouer Essential Lip Enhancer. So we will give that a shot today as well. So I don't have anything on my face right now except for just like my regular skincare. So we're going to do a little get ready with me and kind of chat through and everything. And we will talk about how these are first impression wise. And then we will also kind of check in at the end of the day and I'll let you know how my foundation wore. So let's get started. All right, if anybody is not new here, you'll know how I want to start my makeup. And it is with the Silk Canvas from twofer. Gonna go in with my little coin here and grab just a little bit of this. And this is a really good primer if you guys, again, are new here. If not, you know I've just been like raving about this stuff, so I'm really sorry if I'm a broken record, but just get this everywhere because it just gives the foundation a good shot at kind of staying all day, staying smooth, and not sinking into like dry spots and clinging and just looking generally like frustrating by the end of the day. All right, so since this is a foundation we're testing out, this is the next step here. Wow, that is a lot of packaging for a not that big bottle, but I mean, you know. So again, this is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation with hyaluronic acid. It is matte and oil-free. It also says supreme coverage, lightweight and long wearing. Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation creates an impeccable airbrushed matte finish instantly. So simply smooth a small amount of the concentrated formula onto the skin with Jouer's Essential Precision Foundation Brush and buff to reveal your perfect complexion. It contains chamomile extract, cucumber extract, hyaluronic acid, tripeptide complex. It's paraben-free, matte, oil-free, and dermatologist tested. So this is an amazing price for these two items, especially when it has this many skincare ingredients in it. Like, I really hope that I like the performance of it because it already sounds really promising. So it says to shake it really well, so we're gonna shake it really well. I didn't shake the Juice Beauty one probably well enough the first time I used it, and everybody got on me about it, and I was like, I'm sorry. I also got it in the shade Soft Beige. There are like a ton of shades. I'll look in a minute and I will put it on the screen how many shades that there are. In fact, I had to make some decisions, you know what I mean? Like I kind of had to look up some reviews and stuff like that to make sure that I was getting the right shade for me, because in some ranges I am like more of their yellow tones and in some ranges I am more of their neutral tones. So the brush is also packaged so beautifully. You just kind of open her up like this. I love the gold packaging, and then it's like that on the inside and it just pops out. Boop. But it is plastic. It feels pretty like, I don't know, the bristles themselves feel really awesome, but this is so lightweight. It kind of, I'm used to feeling with dry brushes that are really heavy. Anyway, so they say it's a concentrated formula, so we're gonna start with a little and see what that gets us. All right, dip the brush into that. It does look like a pretty good match, I would say. Oh my God. Oh my God, the coverage, are you kidding me? I mean, they warned me, but geez, wow. Okay, so if you don't hold the brush as like high up, the head actually flexes, and I like that. Okay. It's like, it buffs, but like it continues to move around, like I want it to just stay. There we go. I've never used one of these brushes. This is very much like the Artiste brushes, you know? Gonna need a little bit more than 2 pumps to get my whole face here. And it's pretty light. It's not as light in person as it looks on camera, and once we powder it down, you will see that it's, you know, a little bit better of a match than this, but it does look really, really pale. But it's also just because the coverage is so intense. When you shoot with a bunch of lights shining on your face, and you use a high coverage foundation, it's always just going to completely flatten you out. So just keep that in mind. I'd rather it be a little light than a little dark. It's not as easy to get into the lines with this brush as you would think. So the brush is kind of leaving a little to be desired in terms of like quality of spreadability. I kind of want to go in with like one of the brushes that I'm more used to and see if we can get a little bit better like performance out of the foundation. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit more to kind of get it in this brush. And this is one of the Thrive brushes that I really like to use for foundation, and just see if it's the brush or the foundation, you know? Because yes, I am like stippling now, but you can't stipple with that brush. I would much rather stipple this foundation because it doesn't, like, yes, it spreads really nicely, but it kind of doesn't spread evenly on its own. You kind of have to do a little bit more work to get it to, because it like a buildable foundation will continue to build, you know what I mean? I look like a clown, but like, whoa, coverage, whoa, coverage, whoa. All right, let's put some powder on this and see if she kind of calms down a little bit. I'm gonna use the Becca Hydro Mist Set and Refresh powder, and I'm going to just kind of see if we can buff this. It feels like it's already drying down, which is nice. I actually recently returned the Milk Makeup foundation, like I was gonna try it on my channel, and I ended up hating it so much the first time that I used it, and the concealer, that I just ended up not even reviewing it and just returning it to Sephora because I was like so disappointed by it. I didn't want to just do like an all in just super negative video. So actually you can see as we're powdering that down, yes, my lips have disappeared, but this is actually a pretty good match. I had no idea that Jouer was like so well priced. I don't know, especially for like the luxury packaging and everything. Everything looks so high end, and I mean, it feels high end, but this whole situation was like $35. I mean, it's kind of a lot of bang for your buck. And sorry, I meant to mention, you get 0.68 fluid ounces of this foundation. Get that off me. Ooh, let's go ahead and do the essential. Oh, it's in a little tube. I much prefer a stick than a tube, but this is the Essential Lip Enhancer, and this promises to, it says a nourishing and conditioning lip treatment containing Maxi Lip, clinically proven to help increase the fullness of lips while decreasing fine lines. I'm sorry, that's just funny, and it kind of hit me slowly. This ultra-rich lip moisturizer contains botanical ingredients to help protect lips from environmentally damaging elements. Your girl is always here for a good lip balm. So this is a cute little container of it, and let's see here. I'm always here for like a good clear lip balm. I like the natural color of my lips. I don't wear a ton of lip color because I feel like it overwhelms all my other features because my lips are big and the rest of my, like my eyes and stuff are pretty small. It's getting caught up on the foundation a little bit, which is totally normal. No one's fault, but it is a really nice, like, gel, I don't even know, it's like got a gooey consistency, but in a good way. Like, it's gonna stay there. Like, she is here to stay, and it's a good feeling. So, I'm gonna do my face makeup, and then I will come back and we're going to just test a new eyeshadow palette just because I feel like it, and I don't really feel like doing a full video about it. So, yeah, I'll be right back with kind of my face done. Okay, you guys, you know what I just realized? I just got done doing all of my face makeup and my eyebrows and everything, and then I looked at myself close in the mirror and I was like, I didn't put on any concealer. I didn't even think to put on concealer because this foundation was so good and so like high coverage. I didn't even think about it, and I don't miss it. Like, it's kind of like underneath my eyes you can see a little bit. There's not just like that stark contrast, but I didn't need it anywhere on my face. This stuff is incredible, like so much so that I literally, in all honesty, forgot to put on my concealer. So the rest of my makeup, I used the normal guys here and the Becca highlight. All of these went on so beautifully on top of this foundation. I'm really liking this so far. It's gonna be interesting to see kind of how it wears over the day, but I figured on my eyes we would try out this baby right here. So this is the Warrior by Juvia's Place. And I've been wanting to try a Juvia's Place palette for a long time. It's just kind of one of those really hyped brands, and a lot of, you know, the bigger YouTubers, I won't name names, like have like affiliate codes and stuff with them. And I'm always like, okay, is it like Morphe where they have affiliate codes and they recommend these products because they have affiliate codes, or is this actually like a high performing brand for a really good price? Because these are really, really well priced. So I'm gonna get my brush is out and we will go in on my eyes. I'll bring you guys in. Yeah, so you can see that we're missing some concealer here, and I might go in with like my MAC powder at some point and take care of that. I don't know, we'll see how I feel, but right now it's not really bothering me. All right, so I am going to start with just kind of like, you know, a little medium tone here and just get that on my eyeballs so that we have something to work on top of. Okay, so we've got a little bit of kind of, you know, that light cream shade going so far. And we're gonna make this fun. So I want to, obviously, this is pretty much your only like matte crease shade. So I'm gonna go into that a little bit here. Oof, and I'm gonna really tap the excess off. And you guys just let me know when you're tired of seeing warm neutrals on my channel and we'll move on to something else. But for now, I mean, this is what we all seem to really enjoy watching, so that is why there are so many of these for sale right now. Warm neutrals palettes. That is kind of a skippy color. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not as creamy as some that I've used. And that doesn't necessarily mean that like, you know, the price point means that you're supposed to compromise. I don't think that brands should be kind of out of their depth in terms of overpromising and underdelivering. Like, if you're going to charge very little for a palette, then like put fewer colors in it. You know what I mean? Make sure that those colors are fantastic and just make it affordable and kind of cover the gamut. Like, don't compromise on the quality. But that I did really nicely. This one, I feel like, I don't know, it's just kind of like I had to get the right amount of product to kind of start with. And then it blends a little more easily. I don't want to like jump to any conclusions or be hypercritical, you know, right out of the gate, but at first it kind of went on, it was a little annoying. I'm going to use a little bit of this shade, I think, Amina? I have it covered up with some eyeshadow. So that is what Amina looks like when you just kind of swatch her. And I'm going to use that same brush and lay that right here, I think. Yeah. Is that even showing up? We're getting pigment and we're getting kind of blendability, but we're not really getting a lot of shimmer, which I'm actually okay with. You know, it looks shimmery in the pan, but what you end up getting is kind of superior blendability and just a little bit more of like a velvety like texture that blends really well instead of glitter, which is really nice. So it's interesting because most of these shades that are not matte, because there are 3 matte shades, all these other shades, like, they look like they're going to be foiled shadows, but if they work like this guy, then that means that they're going to have this interesting kind of like light refracting velvety texture, like satin texture, which I think I prefer. I think I'm gonna go in with this Benin color just because it's so unique. Like, it's this interesting kind of brown that kind of pulls a little bit rosy almost. Can you focus on that instead of me? Thanks. It pulls a little bit rosy, and I think that it's going to look really interesting on. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so these shadows are super interesting, you guys. Like, I get it. I get wanting to have like the big, you know, glittery eye looks and everything, like for Instagram, but it's so funny how this palette, you might think it's disappointing when you're first using it because you're like, wait, I'm not getting glitter payoff, you know, for as shimmery as these shadows look like they're gonna be. But it's because, like, what it does is it gives it this kind of, like I said, superior blendability, like just a crazy awesome texture. Wow, I kind of regret not doing a full video on this, but it's okay. We're getting to see everything in action. It's not like I'm running out of ideas, you know what I mean? That's so pretty. Oh, I love that. Okay, I am going to, just to kind of test the foil option here, I'm going to go in with my little ring finger into this very like shimmery champagne shade and see what we can get on the eyelid. Oh my God. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is like yellow gold. Holy crap. Y'all, I am here to tell you, like, you can get versatility out of these shades. So pretty. Wow. That is so much brighter than I thought it was going to be. They made some choices in this palette. Some decisions, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, I am gonna have to go under my eyes a little bit now with a little powder, but it's okay. I'm going to take a smaller brush, my little fave guy from Real Techniques, and I'm gonna go with Edia. I'm gonna try and make that not sound like idiot, and I'm going to just kind of add a little more depth to the outer corner because that is some bright shadow. All right, y'all. I mean, I pretty much stand convinced at this point that this palette and this brand are not playing around. This is not a, like, you know, Morphe deal. I'm sorry, all the shade on Morphe, but like their quality just doesn't stand up to the amount of promotion that people do for them just because they're obviously getting rich on their affiliate codes. But that, oh, yes, these shadows perform and they're gorgeous. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go under my eye with some of my, there it is, some of my MAC powder. This is, you know, your little insurance policy for when you need to really cover something, and I forgot to put concealer under my eyes, so she is always there for me. I love her very much. And I'm in the shade NC15. Always forget to mention that. Okay, and I'm going to take that darkest shade with my little angle brush from Thrive Cosmetics that I love so very much, and I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner on the top of my eye. We're going to wet her with a little bit of my Smashbox spray, and gonna go into this dark shade right here and use that as an eyeliner, and this is the shade Mino. It is a matte, like, deep dark cool brown. I'm going to take my other little fadey baby brush here, and she is so cute, really great for going under the lash line, and I'm going to use this shade right here that we went in on the outer corner with already, I think. Did we? I don't know. If we haven't used this, then it's good. We basically will have used almost every shade in the palette. The only one I didn't use was Bakwa, and I'll swatch that for you guys in a second. Really, really pretty, like, warm, kind of garnet color. I'm giving away my university ties. So pretty, and just so that we know what it looks like, that is Bakwa. I just didn't want to put that on. It just would be kind of like a little too yellow for what we're going for today. So, little bright gold action. That also exists in the palette. I'm also going to take that little kind of small guy here and again just sort of retrace my brow bone a little bit with the palest shade that we started with, the very first one. I feel like that just adds, especially when it's matte, it just adds a really nice kind of diffused effect. You see what I mean? Like, it's just a nice, like, I don't know, it makes it look so much more finished and polished. And there's really a lot of color payoff in here. This is so nice. I think that anybody, like any skin tone, especially as pale as I am, any skin tone could use this palette. Like, it's really, really pretty. It would look really pretty on deeper skin tones, but this, like, Hosi, the very pale shade, it even shows up on me, so that's cool. Okay, let's do a little bit of mascara here. We will fast forward through this. I'm using my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions mascara because it is my fave forever. Can you believe? Look at that. Oh my god. Boom. Alright, so that is my makeup done. I am still just wearing the gloss that they sent. The Conditioning Lip Treatment Essential Lip Enhancer. I might need this in the full size. This is awesome. I really, really like it. I love a good clear lip balm. This does have a tiny, tiny bit of, like, iridescence to it. No glitter, but just as I was putting it on my finger, it had this kind of, like, interesting glow to it. So that is everything. Let me zoom you guys back out. So, initial impressions here after getting done with all of my makeup. This foundation is so freaking beautiful. Like, you guys are seeing it in action. I loved the coverage. I loved how the rest of my makeup went on top of it. I really, like, unexpectedly love the matte texture to it. It makes me feel so like glamorous and like camera ready. It's just so diffused and beautiful. I don't know. It like made me feel like all the rest of my makeup was easier. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of is something that you would want to use first thing in the morning, you know what I mean? When you just like don't want to be frustrated by anything. Yes, the application was a little frustrating with the brush that they gave me. I kind of feel like this is like a no-go, like don't bother. This combo I don't think is even like that much more expensive than just getting the foundation on its own. So if you really want to try it, like, you know, I'm here for it. It's okay. But I found that, you know, once I used kind of my more reliable foundation brush that I like from Thrive Cosmetics, I liked this more. You know what I mean? I liked this brush more and it made me like the foundation more. As far as this palette, you guys, I'm blown away by this palette. It is so gorgeous. Like the look that I'm able to get from this palette is so freaking beautiful. And I do think that there are options here. Like I didn't use the eyeliner shade on the outside of my eye, and I really feel like I could have. There's a whole other kind of like range that you could go with if you leaned more towards the browns than the reds, or more towards the golds than the browns, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different options here for somebody who just kind of wants to play in a sandbox of a bunch of shades that complement each other really, really well. And this palette is like $22. I don't have a discount code. Nikki Tutorials does. I think you can just put her name in and, you know, she gets a percentage of that sale or whatever. But I mean, it's already so inexpensive. Just, it's so great. And these pan sizes are enormous. I love. So I'm going to go about my day, film a couple more videos, and I will check in with you guys at the end of my day and let you know how the foundation wore, how the eyeshadow wore, how the rest of my makeup on top of my foundation kind of felt and lasted and whatever throughout the day. And I will see you guys then. Hello. Prairie Bay here. It has been the full day of wearing this makeup, all day out in the sun, and you guys, while Jouer, she is beautiful, let's just take a really close look here. Mike and I went to just our favorite little, like, you know, have a drink, hang out with the dog, kind of like taco spot, you know? It was hot, but we were inside most of the time. Like they have kind of an indoor area that is open air-ish, but like it wasn't like sitting in the blazing sun the entire time, if that makes sense. So you can see like the finish on this, gorgeous. The color payoff still on the like eye makeup, gorgeous, no complaints there. Here are my complaints. Can you see it just settling into that line? Oh my God, it just loves it. It's like a little sleeping bag. He just wants to get in there and cuddle up. It is giving me wrinkles that I didn't know that I had, and smile lines that I did not know that I had. And like, yeah, I could take a velour puff with me throughout the day. I just want to say maybe this is a winter foundation. This is like it's like a hydrating matte. So it's interesting how it doesn't, you know what I mean, suck my skin dry like a lot of matte foundations do. But because of that, it stays almost a little bit more movable and a little bit more like powder finish on top of the skin rather than like sinking into the skin kind of thing. And so that's why I feel like it's sort of moving around and kind of settling into lines, which I find a little bit frustrating. Granted, there are also a lot of moving parts here. I'm not a scientist. There is primer, there is powder. All of those things could be kind of coalescing in one direction or the other to, you know, make this not perform quite as well. But I do think this is a really pretty foundation. It just is not a long wear foundation. You know what I mean? Like I could see buying it, wearing it for an event in the evening or something like that, or wearing it in the winter time. It's definitely more of like a wintertime kind of thing, because I think that as soon as you start to kind of like sweat underneath this stuff, it's going to move around. So I'm not super disappointed. Like I said, if you really, really loved the finish of this, which I do actually really like it, but there are just other full coverage foundations that I like better. If you really, really loved this, I could totally see like the responsibility of carrying around a velour puff with a little bit of powder throughout the day not being that big of a commitment. You know what I mean? Like that's not so much dedication to like, you know, be a make or break, but just the fact that I do feel like it's aging me just a little bit in here and things like that, it's not gonna be my wedding foundation. foundation. You know what I mean? I probably will wear it again. I want to kind of continue experimenting with it, and if any of you guys have worn this foundation before, let me know kind of what products you use with it, your powder, your primer, your things like that, because maybe that'll help me kind of do a better job of, you know, making it not do this. This could just be user error, I'm not sure, because it didn't do any of that under my eyes, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, I do appreciate that, and like I said, I wasn't wearing any concealer, so again, could just be user error, but I do really love the color payoff that I got from the makeup. I like the feel of it. It's not very heavy at all. It's very like lightweight, very thin, and then when you put it on, it's got like shockingly good coverage. I will say, if there is a place in your area where you can go and actually get matched, I would recommend going and getting matched. There's just such an enormous spectrum of shades in this range that it's almost like the Tarte Shape Tape, like where you just want to go and see, or like the Fenty foundation, you just want to go and see, you know what I mean, and just see what kind of like fades into your skin the best, because I still don't know if this, like, it looks good on camera, but in certain lighting, it's not the best match in the world, and I probably will actually save this foundation and use it during the winter time, because I think that it's going to match my skin better in the winter, and it's going to be more like climatically accommodating in the winter time, if that makes sense. So if this ended up being something that I wore all day at an event or something like that, I wouldn't be mad about it. I would probably check myself a little more often than I normally would and kind of like, you know, press out some of the creases and things like that, but this is not some crazy like, oh my god, disaster, it's falling apart on my face kind of experience. This is a very beautiful foundation, especially for the money. It does have tons of really great skincare ingredients in it, so I do feel like this could be a better long-term relationship if you are kind of going to wear a full coverage foundation in hot weather. If you can figure out how to make this work with a little bit more powder and a little bit more touch-ups during the day, it's probably going to be nicer to your skin in the long term. That's just my guess. It just feels really good on my skin. I still love that even though, yes, it kind of broke up on me a little bit, it didn't get greasy. So that's good. You know what I mean? It still maintained its really pretty satin finish. It didn't break up on my cheeks or anything like that. I did at one point blot and like a lot of makeup came off, but then again, it's like 102 degrees outside, so we are putting things to the limit here. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely not your everyday test. It's probably, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty darn good. You know what I mean? It's a B. And like, that is totally awesome. I don't regret spending the money on it, and I will continue using it. So for whoever the commenters were out there who requested that I try this, thank you. I always appreciate requests. If you guys want me to try anything, cool foundation that just came out, any like eyeshadow palettes or whatever, do let me know. I love to accommodate those kinds of requests. And guys, if you appreciated this, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. Hit the little bell so that you know when I post new videos, so you get notified and so you don't miss anything on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.